Welcome back to Coin Quest. If you love coins collecting history, or just want to know if that quarter in your pocket could be worth hundreds or even thousands, then you are in the right place today. We are diving deep into the fascinating story of the 1986 Washington $quarter coin. We are going to uncover its full history, why it matters in the world of coin collecting, and how much it could be worth right now in today's market. So, make sure you watch until the end, because some of these quarters can fetch big money, and you don't want to miss a single detail. Let's get started. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 as a one-year commemorative coin to celebrate the 200th birthday of George Washington. The design was so popular that it replaced the standing Liberty quarter and became a permanent part of U.S. coinage. Fast forward to 1986, and we are now in the middle of the copper-nickel-clad era, which began in 1965. That's right, 1986 quarters are not made of silver. They are composed of copper sandwiched between two layers of nickel, which gives them their familiar silvery appearance. Now, you might be thinking, okay, so if it's not silver, what makes the 1986 quarter special? Well, here's where things get interesting. In 1986, the U.S. Mint produced Washington quarters at two main locations, Philadelphia and Denver. There were no quarters made at the San Francisco Mint for circulation-only proof coins. For collectors, the Philadelphia Mint struck around 551 million quarters, while Denver struck approximately 504 million. That's over a billion quarters total, which makes it a very common year in general. But here's the catch: not all 1986 quarters are created equal, and that's where serious value can come in. Let's talk about the rare and valuable types. First up are mint errors. Error coins are a hot topic in the numismatic world, and the 1986 Washington quarter has a few known errors that make collectors go crazy. One of the most famous is the off-center strike, where the design is clearly misaligned on the coin. Depending on how off-center it is, these coins can be worth anywhere from $50 to several $100s. Another highly collectible error is the double die, which happens when the coin is struck twice in slightly different positions. You'll usually see this on the lettering or the date. These can bring in serious value if the doubling is strong and visible. Then there's the clipped planchet error, which happens when a piece of the coin's edge is missing due to a misfeed in the minting machine. These quirky-looking quarters are highly sought after and often go for between $30 and $100 depending on the condition. Now let's talk about proof coins. In 1986, the San Francisco Mint produced special proof quarters intended only for collectors. These coins have a mirror-like finish and are struck multiple times for extra detail. They come in two types: standard proof and cameo or deep cameo, which have frosted images and mirror-like backgrounds. If you have a 1986 S-proof quarter, especially one graded as deep cameo in perfect condition by a service like PCGS or NGC, it could be worth between $15 to $40 depending on demand. And if you somehow have a proof quarter struck on a clad planchet but missing a layer, or one with a striking anomaly, now you are talking about potentially hundreds of dollars. Now let's get into graded coins. Grading is everything in coin collecting. A regular 1986 quarter in average circulated condition is only worth its face value, just 25 cents, but the moment you find one in pristine condition, or better yet graded mint state 67 or higher by a reputable grading company, the price jumps significantly. As of now, a 1986P or 1986D quarter in mint state 66 is worth around $10 to $20. A coin graded MS67 might bring you $50 to $75. And if you are lucky enough to have a top population coin, meaning one of the finest known examples, in MS68 or above, those can fetch over $500. At auction, there have even been sales reaching over $1,000 for premium quality 1986 quarters with exceptional eye appeal or rare strike errors. So how do you know if your 1986 quarter is worth big money? Start by checking the mint mark. Look just below the wreath on the back of the coin. A small P means Philadelphia, A, D means Denver, and S means San Francisco, and it's likely a proof coin. Next, check the condition. Is it shiny, clean, no scratches or dings? You might have an uncirculated or mint state coin. Finally, if you spot anything unusual like doubled letters, a missing design, or an odd shape. You might be looking at a valuable error coin. Now let's wrap it up with the current market value. To be clear, most 1986 quarters are still only worth 25 cents, especially if they are worn out from years of use. But the rare ones, the error coins, the proofs, and the high-grade mint state examples, those are the ones that bring in the big bucks. Here's a quick recap. Regular 1986 P or D in circulation worth 25 cents, MS66 grade worth 10 to $20, MS67 grade worth 50 to $75, MS68 or higher worth 500 to 1,000 plus. Error coins worth 30 to 500 or more. Proof coins worth 10 to 40. Rare strike or planchet errors worth hundreds. So before you spend that quarter, take a closer look. It might just be worth a whole lot more than you think. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more coin and currency deep dives, and let us know in the comments if you have any rare 1986 quarters lying around. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy collecting. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating modern coins in American history, the 2015 Washington quarter dollar. You might think a coin from just a few years ago couldn't be worth more than its face value, but let me tell you, some of these quarters are selling for big money, and you could have one sitting in your pocket or change jar right now. So make sure to watch until the end, because we're covering everything from the coin's history to the rarest varieties, and what they're worth on today's market. Let's start with a bit of history. The Washington quarter has been around since 1932, but the 2015 issues are part of the America the Beautiful series. This series began in 2010 and continued through 2021. Each year, 5 different national parks or historic sites were featured on the reverse side of the quarter. In 2015, the 5 designs honored Nebraska, Louisiana, North Carolina, Delaware, and New York. So for that year, the designs featured were Homestead National Monument in Nebraska, Kisatchie National Forest in Louisiana, Blue Ridge Parkway in North Carolina, Bombay Hook National Wildlife Refuge in Delaware, Saratoga National Historical Park in New York. Each of these designs has its own story and collector interest, but some are far more valuable than others due to mint errors, condition, and demand. These coins were minted at Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins from Philadelphia have a P mint mark, those from Denver have a D, and the San Francisco coins carry an S. Most circulating quarters come from the P and D mints. However, the S mint quarters were not released into circulation. They were made for collectors only, which already gives them a slightly higher value if found in pristine condition. Now here's where it gets interesting. Let's talk about the coins that are actually worth serious money. Point 1 of the most valuable from 2015 is the Homestead quarter with the snow on the roof error. This is a die chip error that looks like a patch of snow sitting on the roof of the house in the design. Depending on the size and clarity of the chip, some of these coins have sold for between $50 to over $100. And yes, these can still be found in circulation. Another exciting variety is the double die error. This happens when the coin is struck more than once in slightly different positions, leading to visible doubling of letters or images. Some 2015 quarters, especially the Saratoga and Blue Ridge Parkway issues, have known double dies, particularly noticeable on the inscriptions or the details in the artwork. Coins with strong doubling can fetch anywhere from $100 to $500 or more depending on grade. Then you've got off-center strikes and broad-struck errors, where the coin is misaligned or hasn't been properly contained during striking. These mint errors are rare and highly collectible, with prices ranging from $75 to several hundred based on the severity and visibility of the mistake. Now remember, condition is everything. A coin in average circulated condition may only be worth face value unless it has a rare error. But if you've got one in mint state, that means no scratches, no wear, beautiful luster, then you're looking at a coin that could be worth a lot more. Certified MS-67 and MS-68 examples from reputable grading services like PCGS or NGC can sell for over $100 each, sometimes even higher if it's a low population grade. The top pop coins, meaning the highest graded examples, can reach into the high hundreds or even low thousands depending on demand. Proof coins, especially from the San Francisco Mint, are also worth noting. These are specially struck with a mirror finish and are generally found in proof sets. A 2015 S-proof quarter in deep cameo condition can go for $5 to $15 or more depending on the design and current demand. So what are these coins worth right now in 2025? Let's break it down. Regular circulated 2015 quarters with no error. Face value Homestead. Snow on the roof. Error. $30 to $100 double die errors. $50 to $500 depending on grade off-center or broad-stroke errors. $75 to $300 MS-67 or higher condition with no errors. $50 to $150 San Francisco proof coins. $5 to $20 top-graded examples from any mint. Up to $1,000 or more for low-pop coins, of course. The coin market changes based on collector interest and availability. So, if you have one of these coins, it's always a good idea to get it appraised or graded if you think it might be valuable. Wondering how to find out if your quarter is worth anything? Here's a quick checklist. Look for the mint mark, P, D, or S. Examine both sides of the coin under a magnifying glass for any doubling, die chips, or oddities. Check the condition. Is it shiny and sharp or worn out? Compare it with known errors online or consult a coin reference guide. Consider sending it in for grading if it looks pristine or unusual. So there you have it. The 2015 Washington quarter may be modern, but it's got some seriously valuable gems hiding in plain sight. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting into the hobby, keep your eyes open and check your change. That next quarter could be worth way more than 25 cents. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more coin collecting content, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss an update. Drop a comment below if you found any cool coins or errors. We'd love to hear your stories. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy hunting! Where we dive deep into the world of coin collecting and valuable currency. If you're into coins, treasure hunting, or just want to know if that spare change in your pocket could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, you're in the right place. Today, we're talking about a coin that many people overlook but can be worth a fortune if you find the right one. I'm talking about the 2016 Washington $quarter coins. You heard that right. Some of these coins are worth big money, and in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly why. Background of the 2016 Washington quarters. First, let's talk about the basics. The 2016 quarters are part of the America the Beautiful series, which the United States Mint launched in 2010. This program features 5 different national parks or sites each year. In 2016, the 5 designs represented Shawnee National Forest in Illinois, Cumberland Gap National Historical Park in Kentucky, Harpers Ferry National Historical Park in West Virginia, Theodore Roosevelt National Park in North Dakota, and Fort Moultrie at Fort Sumter in South Carolina. Each of these coins still features George Washington on the obverse or front side, just like every quarter since 1932. But the reverse side is where the unique designs shine through, and believe me, collectors go crazy for these. Key varieties and mint marks. These coins were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. So you'll see mint marks with the letters P, D, or S. Here's where things get interesting. Not all quarters are created equal. The ones minted in San Francisco are special because they were not released into circulation. These are proof coins or uncirculated collector coins that had to be bought directly from the mint. That alone can make them more valuable if they're in good condition, But wait, it gets better. Some of these quarters have errors or varieties that make them worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars to collectors. Rare error coins to look out for. Let's break down a few of the biggest and most valuable error coins you should be looking for when it comes to the 2016 quarters. First up is the 2016 Harper's Ferry quarter with a double die error. That's when part of the design appears double due to a mistake during the minting process. Collectors have found Harper's Ferry quarters with doubling on the windows of the building on the back of the coin. If you find one of these in great condition, it could be worth a few $100s or more. Another big one is the Fort Moultrie quarter with die cracks or cuds. Those are raised areas on the coin where part of the die broke off, leaving a unique, thick line or bump on the coin. These are especially collectible because each die crack is unique, almost like a fingerprint. You should also be checking for off-center strikes or misaligned dies. These types of errors can dramatically increase a coin's value depending on how far off the design is. The more dramatic, the better. What makes these coins valuable? What actually makes these coins valuable? It comes down to three main things: rarity, demand, and condition. Let's start with rarity. If a coin has a rare error or was produced in limited numbers, especially in mint condition, it automatically becomes more desirable. The 2016 S-proof coins, for example, were only made for collectors and not widely distributed, so fewer people have them. Next is demand. Some national park designs are more popular than others. Collectors love the Harper's Ferry and Theodore Roosevelt designs because of their strong historical and visual appeal. That popularity can drive prices way up for certain varieties. And of course, condition is everything. A coin in mint state condition, that means it shows no signs of wear, is always going to fetch a higher price. Coins graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC with a high grade like MS67 or MS68 can go for serious money at auctions. Real sales and market value today. Let's talk numbers. Here are some real-world sales of 2016 quarters that show just how valuable these coins can be. In 2022, a 2016 P. Harper's Ferry quarter with a strong double die in mint state sold for over $400. Another example is a 2016 S. Fort Moultrie silver-proof quarter graded PR70 deep cameo that sold for more than $100. And those are just the beginning. Even basic 2016 quarters that are in brilliant uncirculated condition can sell for between $5 and $20 each to the right collector. Multiply that by a full roll or full set, and now you're talking about some serious value. If you happen to find one with a mint error or a very high grade, your coin could easily be worth hundreds if not more. So don't underestimate the change in your pocket or the coins in your old drawers. You might be sitting on a gold mine without even knowing it. How to check your coins? Here's what you should do if you want to start checking your own 2016 quarters. First, grab a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. You'll need it to spot fine details like doubling or small die cracks. Second, get familiar with what a normal coin looks like so you can recognize the odd ones. Third, look up high-quality images of known errors and varieties so you can compare what you've found. If you think you've found something rare or valuable, consider sending it to a grading service for authentication. That small investment could seriously pay off. Final thoughts. So there you have it. The 2016 Washington $quarter coins might just be hiding treasure in plain sight. Whether it's an error coin, a proof, or a high-grade mint state quarter, there's definitely money to be made if you know what to look for. Let me know in the comments if you found any rare quarters or if you have questions about coins in your collection. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more coin videos, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a chance to learn about valuable coins. Thanks for watching and happy coin hunting!